Good afternoon, students. So, as we are discussing about motion, so in today's lecture, we will discuss about distance and displacement, uniform motion and non-uniform motion, speed, average speed, uniform speed, and non-uniform speed. So, these are the topics for today. So, before proceeding, I'm going to revise the previous topic what we have discussed in a previous lecture. So we have already discussed about the physical quantity, the quantity which can be measured, again unit and system of unit. Then in previous lecture we have discussed about scalar and vector quantity. So what are scalar and what are vector quantity? So scalar quantity, those quantities which have only magnitude, only magnitude. The quantity which are having only magnitude are known as scalar quantity. And what are the vector quantity? Those quantities have both magnitude and direction. Magnitude and direction, those quantities are known as vector quantity. So what are the examples? Example of scalar quantity are mass, length, time, distance. So we did not require any direction to measure mass, length, time, distance, temperature, area, volume. So these type of quantity are known as scalar quantity. But the quantity which required both magnitude as well as direction are known as vector quantity. And vector quantity are displacement, velocity, acceleration, momentum, force. These are some quantity which required both magnitude and direction. That is why they are known as vector quantity. So let's move to the today's topic. So distance. So what is distance? Distance, the actual length, actual path length, actual path length between initial and final position, between initial and final position. Okay. The actual path length covered by an object between initial and final position. So actual path length covered by an object between initial and final position. So during the motion, when object move from one point to the another point, let it is moving from point A to the point B, and then B to the point C, and C to the point D. So this is the actual path length. Means what is the distance? AB plus BC plus CD. This is the actual path length, and this path length is known as distance, and it is denoted by h. Now, how we will measure the distance? We can measure distance using unit meter. So SI unit of distance is meter. SI unit of distance is meter. It can be denoted by small m. We have already discussed about this in previous lecture, and I am revised this. So SI unit of distance is meter. SI unit of distance is meter. So with the help of meter scale, by using a meter scale, we can use distance. So this is the SI unit. We can also measure the distance in CGS unit, in MKS, and in FPS also. So this is the SI unit of distance. So what kind of quantity is this? It is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. So it does not require any direction. It is having only magnitude, and distance is having only magnitude. That is why it is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. Distance can never be zero. Distance can never be zero. So what we are considering, we are considering about motion. We are discussing about motion. During motion, when object travel from one point to another point or move from one point to the another point, there is some movement, there is some distance. So distance can never be zero. Distance can never be zero. It is always positive. It is always positive. It can never be negative or zero. It is always positive. It can never be negative or zero. It can never be negative or zero. It is always positive. It is always positive. So these are the points about distance. So what is displacement now? So what is displacement? Displacement. So first I'm going to explain the definition. Distance. The shortest distance between initial and final position. When an object moves from one point to the another point during the motion, the shortest distance between initial and final position is known as displacement. It is also denoted by S. Let's take an example. Let object is at point A, and after some time it covers some distance and it reaches at point B, and then it travels some distance, it reaches at point C, and after some time it is at point D. So what is the initial position? A is the initial position. So initially object is at point A. After some time it is at point B, then at point C, and finally it is at point D. So this is the final position of the object. So D is the final position. So now what is the distance? So distance is AB plus BC plus CD. AB plus BC plus CD. Now what about displacement? Displacement means initial position and final position. We just considering the 2 points, we will just take 2 points, one initial point and then the final point. And what is the shortest distance between A and B? So this is the shortest distance, means A to D. So what is the displacement? Displacement is AD. So let's take an example. This is 2 meter, this is 1 meter, and this is say another 3 meter. And this is 4 meter. AD is 4 meter. So what is the distance? Distance is 2 plus 1 plus 3. That is the distance. 2 plus 1 plus 3 means AB plus BC plus CD. That is the distance. And what about the displacement? Displacement, we can write displacement is AD, the shortest distance between initial and the final point. So displacement is 4 meter. I'm just taking an example. I'm not calculating it mathematically. It is just an example. It is not a mathematical calculation. It is just an example that the distance from A to D is 4 meter. Then the shortest distance between the initial and the final position is known as displacement. So to measure the displacement, we require 2 parameters. Means one is magnitude and another is direction. So which type of quantity is this? It is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. Why it is a vector quantity? Because to measure the displacement, we need both magnitude as well as direction. And the quantity which are having both magnitude and direction is known as vector quantity. So that is why displacement is a vector quantity. Its SI unit SI unit is meter. SI unit is meter. Displacement is also measured in meter. Displacement is also measured in meter. It can be negative. It can be negative. It can be negative, 0, or positive. It can be negative, 0, or positive. So displacement can be negative, it can be 0, it can be positive. So why it can be negative, 0, or positive? Because let's take another example. Like we are moving in a circular path. We are moving in a circular path, and the object is starting from the point A. It's starting from the point A. And what is, and after some time it is at point B, after some time it is at point C, after some point it is at point D, and finally it reaches the point A. So what is the starting point? Initial point. Initial point is A, and the final point is also A. So what is the distance between A and E in case of a circular path? Object starts from the point A and moving in a circular path and reaches at a point A. So what is the distance between A and A? Distance between A and A is distance between. So what is the circumference of the circle? Circumference of the circle. So if we take the distance, so what is the distance? Distance is equal to 2 pi r, circumference of the circle. Circumference of the circle. So that is the distance. And what about the displacement? Displacement is 0. Displacement is 0. So what is the displacement? Displacement is 0 because the sorted distance between A and A. We are starting from point A and reaches at point A. So sorted distance between A and A. So both the points are overlapping, means lying on the same point. So sorted distance between A and A is 0. That is why displacement is 0. So displacement can be negative, it can be 0, or it can be positive. But what about distance? Distance can never be negative or 0. It cannot be 0, it cannot be negative. It is always positive. It is always positive. So these are some differences between distance and displacement. So you can take the screenshot of this before moving to the next topic. Okay. So our next topic is uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So in 7th standard, you have also learned about this chapter motion. So in 7th class, we have also discussed about distance, speed, motion, uniform motion. So you can take the advantage of the previous knowledge also, but in class 9, there will be some numerical problem, graphical problem. So that is a basic difference. But definition will be the same. Definition of motion and uniform motion will be same. So uniform motion. Uniform motion. So actually the motion is the movement. When an object changes its position from one point to the another point, then the object is said to be in motion. And what kind of motion is uniform motion? When an object travels equal distance in equal interval of time. In equal intervals of time. Intervals of time. When an object travels equal distances in equal interval of time, the motion is said to be uniform motion. The motion is said to be uniform motion. So let's take an example. If I'm just taking an example, let the distance traveled is in meter and the time taken is in second. Distance in meter and time in second. Let in 1 second the distance traveled is 2 meters. In 2 seconds, distance traveled is 4 meters. In 3 seconds, distance traveled is 6 meters. In 4 seconds, distance traveled is 8 meters. So here, in every 1 second, what is the distance traveled? In every 1 second. Okay. In every 1 second, what is the distance traveled? Distance traveled is 2 meters. So in first second, distance traveled is 2 meters. From 1 to 2, again 1 second, and the distance traveled from 2 to 4, 2 meters. 2 to 3, time is 1 second. And what is the distance traveled from 2 to 6? Oh, sorry, 4 to 6, again 2 meters. 3 to 4, time taken is 1 second, and the distance traveled is from 6 to 8, it is also 2 meters. So this kind of motion is known as a uniform motion when objects travel equal distances in equal interval of time. Equal distances in equal interval of time. Equal distances in equal interval of time. That kind of motion is known as uniform motion. So that motion is known as uniform motion. Uniform motion. Again, we can represent uniform motion graphically, means with the help of graph. So we can plot a graph. Like this is the time axis. I will explain about the distance time graph in the upcoming lecture, but here I am taking just the basic knowledge. All you know about the graph is the x-axis, is the y-axis. Means x-axis we can take the time axis, and we can take the distance here. So if we plot this information graphically, so what kind of graph will it be? So let's plot this information. So we are taking the time like 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, time is in second, and on y-axis we can take the distance, means 2 meter, 4 meter, 6 meter, 8 meter, and so on. So let's plot and graph with the help of this information. So in 1 second, so x-axis is 1 second and 2. So this is the point. In 2 seconds, 2 and 4, this will be the point. 3 and 8, this will be the point, and so on. So when we will join this, so what kind of line is this? When we will join this, so we'll get a straight line. So we will get a straight line. So from this information, we can say that the distance time graph is a straight line. Distance time graph is a straight line. So from this information, it is very much clear that the distance time graph is a straight line for uniform motion. For uniform motion, distance time graph is a straight line. So distance time graph for uniform motion is a straight line. Distance time graph is a straight line. So in junior classes, you have also learned about some basic idea of the distance time graph. But in this chapter, I will explain this in a detail. But here, you just have a basic idea that on x-axis we are taking time, and on y-axis we are taking distance. So a graphical representation between distance and time is known as a distance time graph. So what kind of graph is this? It is a straight line. So distance time graph for uniform motion is a straight line starting from point O, means this point O is the origin. So this is the uniform motion. Now we are discussing about non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. So what kind of motion is non-uniform motion? Non-uniform motion. When an object travels unequal distances in equal interval of time, unequal distances in equal interval of time, or unequal time interval, or equal distances in unequal time interval, or we can say unequal distance in unequal interval of time. So one distance can be unequal, time can be equal. Distance can be equal, time interval can be unequal, or both can be unequal. So that type of motion is known as non-uniform motion. So we can say that when an object travels unequal distance in equal interval of time, in equal intervals of time, in equal intervals of time, that motion is known as non-uniform motion. That motion is known as non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. So it can in the shape. And what about the shape of the graph? So the shape of the graph can be of any type, but it will not be a straight line. So it will not be a straight line. It can be of any type, but it will not a straight line. It can be zigzag, it can be curved, okay, but it will not be a straight line. So distance time graph is a curved line. Distance time graph is a curved line for non-uniform motion. So again, on x-axis we are taking time, and on y-axis we are taking distance. So it can be a curved line. It can be zigzag also. So the distance time graph can also be like this, or any shape. It can be of any shape, but it will not be a straight line. So these are the basic difference between uniform motion and non-uniform motion. I'm again repeating, what is uniform motion? When objects travel equal distances in equal interval of time, that motion is known as uniform motion. And the graph of the uniform motion is a straight line. Graph of the uniform motion is a straight line. And what graph? Distance time graph. Distance time graph is a straight line. Non-uniform motion. What is non-uniform motion? Non-uniform motion, when an object travels unequal distances in equal interval of time. In equal interval of time, that motion is known as non-uniform motion. That motion is known as non-uniform motion. And distance time graph is a curved line, or you can write it will not a straight line. It can be of any shape. It can be of zigzag. It can be of curved line, but it will not be a straight line. So these are the uniform motion and non-uniform motion. You can take the screenshot of this. Okay, students. Now the next topic is speed. What is speed? Speed. So as we are discussing about motion, and the object is moving and it is covered some distance in a particular time. So when an object is traveling some distance in a particular time, and the distance traveled in a particular time is known as speed. Distance traveled per unit time or distance covered in a unit time is known as speed. Speed is also a physical quantity. So the first topic, you always remember that any quantity which we are taking is already a physical quantity. So next quantity is speed. So what is speed? Speed is denoted by small v or we can represent it by small u. So speed. So what is speed? The distance traveled, the distance traveled by an object, distance traveled by an object per unit time. Per unit time is known as speed. Speed. So basically, what idea the speed will give us? Why we required to measure speed? So during motion, speed will give us the idea that how fast or how slow an object is moving. So basically, speed will give us the idea how fast or how slow. This information we get from speed. How fast or how slow an object is moving during the motion, we get that information with the help of speed. So speed will give us the basic idea of the motion of an object. So how fast or how slow that object is moving. And how we will calculate this mathematically, we just calculate the distance, and that distance when we divide, what is the meaning of per unit time? Means the distance divided by time is known as speed. So another definition you can write mathematically, that the distance traveled per unit time or distance traveled divided by time is known as speed. So we can write mathematically that speed is equal to distance traveled divided by time taken to cover this distance. So distance traveled and the time taken to cover that distance is known as speed. So when we divide the distance by the time taken, so we get speed. So we can formulate this like this. So V will be equal to distance traveled, distance is denoted by S, and time taken is denoted by T. So this is the formula for speed, where V, what is V? V is the speed of the object with which it is moving. What is the S? S is the distance traveled, distance covered, or the distance traveled. And what is the T? T is the time taken. T is the time taken. So we can formulate it, or mathematically we can write V is equal to S by T. So this is the formula of the speed. So you have to remember this. What is the formula of the speed? V is equal to S by T, and S is the symbol for distance. We are already discussed about this. T we are taking for time, and small v we are taking for speed. So we can write it like in mathematical form, V is equal to S divided by T. S divided by T. So as we already know the unit of distance, unit of time. So what will be the unit of speed? So from this, may take 2 or 3 minutes to complete this topic. After that, I will take any query or any doubt from the student. Okay, sir. Just 2 or 3 minutes. So V is equal to S by T. V is equal to S by T. So what is the unit of speed? So SI unit of speed. SI unit of speed. SI unit of speed will be, so we can put the SI unit of distance here and time in denominator. So what will be the unit of the speed? Unit of the speed will be, distance is measured in meter per divided by, what is the unit of time? Second. Unit of time is second. So what is the unit of SI unit of speed? Meter per second. Meter per second. Here the meaning of per is divided by. So in physics we will take PER, per means divided by. So distance divided by time, for distance per unit time is known as speed. So meter, the SI unit of distance is meter, SI unit of time is second. So what is the SI unit of speed? Meter per second, or we can write like this, meter per second. Small m divided by small s, so meter per second, or we can write like this, meter second raised to the power minus 1. As we already know that when we take the value from numerator to the denominator, the power will be reversed. If it is positive, it will become negative. If it is negative, it will become positive. So here the power of s is plus 1. So when I take this power of s into the numerator, it will become minus 1. It is a simple mathematics. So this is a unit. So what kind of quantity is this? What kind of quantity is this? Speed is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. So you have to write for every quantity whether it is a scalar or vector. So we do not require any direction for the measurement of time, for the measurement of distance. And what is speed? It is a distance upon time. It is made up of two scalar quantity. So speed will be a scalar quantity. Speed is a scalar quantity. So students, these are the topic for today. If you are having any doubt, you can ask your doubt one by one. So now Puneet sir will allow you. Yes, Puneet sir.
Yes, sir.
So take